There's our Krogan.
Witnesses saw you making threats in Fist's bar. Stay away from him.
I don't take orders from you.
This is your only warning, Wrex.
You should warn Fist. I will kill him.
You want me to arrest you?
I want you to try.
Go on. Get out of here.
Yes, human.
I'm trying to bring down Saren. Ballard said to talk to you.
Ballard is a wise man. We may share a common goal, human.
Enlighten me.
I've been hired to kill the owner of Kora's den, a man named Fist. He did something very foolish.
He betrayed the Shadow Broker.
A Quarian showed up here on the Citadel. She was on the run. She wanted to trade information for a safe place to hide, so she went to Fist. He promised to arrange a meeting between her and the Shadow Broker. Instead, he contacted Saren.
Fist's not too smart.
He's just greedy. Saren paid him a small fortune for the Quarian. He had to. She has evidence connecting him to the Geth.
If we get our hands on that evidence, we can prove that Saren's a traitor. And the Council will have to listen to us.
Where's the Quarian now?
Last I heard, Fist still had her. Probably somewhere inside his club. You help me kill Fist, she's all yours.
I want to know more about your employer.
Can't tell you much. All I got was a coded message with the details of the job. Standard procedure.
What about Garrus, that Turian? He wants to take Saren down too.
He might come in handy.
He was here just before you showed up. Said he was going to follow up a lead on his investigation. Wanted to speak to the doctor at the med clinic.
Move out.
And here comes our slightly clunky system that many games use, especially games by BioWare, where you have a very specific number of people you're allowed to keep in your party. Also, the screen kind of spoils things a little bit because it shows silhouettes of 3 characters that are not in the party yet, shown as black silhouettes. So we don't recognize one of those at all yet, but one of those is clearly a Turian and one of them is clearly an Asari. And they also have these little meters that are nice and useful. So you can get a vague idea of how balanced your party is at being able to handle different situations. If you're playing... oops, kind of knocked things around a little bit. If you're playing on easy difficulty or normal difficulty, it kind of doesn't matter. You just take whatever squad you feel like and everyone uses their various attacks and just spams them and everything dies and it's no big deal. On higher difficulties, variety helps more. Just because you'll have a larger variety of crowd control abilities and debuffs and buffs, like someone's shielding your party while somebody's taking out your enemy's weapons, while somebody's like putting someone to sleep or making them float through the air, and like all this other stuff's happening, and the chaos of all the different abilities in concert with each other can help out a lot. And so they're measured here: biotic strength, tech strength, and combat strength. So that's adept, engineer, and soldier. And so they're given meters to match those situations. So Kaiden has the same classification I have, which is a sentinel. So he actually does both of them simultaneously right here. Whereas Ashley's a soldier, so she's pure combat. And you'll never see the meters get too high because it's with respect to them filling up over time like that. Also, you can see which character I am too, right? Yeah. There's 1 biotic point and 1 tech point in there already because that's the role that my character is. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Wrex along because he's an interesting character to have along for the ride. Wrex is actually probably an audience favorite. Also, A+ voice actor, again. Not Wrex. He's just in my party now. Just gonna run around and have a chill time. So, we have a Quarian to look for. We have Fist is apparently somebody that needs to be dealt with. And we have to find where Garrus has gone off to, if we want to meet up with him at this point. And now we're in CSEC, which is basically the local police force. And it has a lot of directions to follow up on. And a lot of people are just sort of around here working.
Well, no, not exactly. but he wants to meet with me. I think he's going to kill me.
And why do you think that?
I can't really get into the details, but Shorban will kill me if I leave here unprotected.
I can't help you. Not unless you give me something more to go on.
I can't. I'm sorry. Hey there. Oh, you're not C-Sec, are you? Did you want something?
What were you trying to explain to the officer before?
My colleague is trying to kill me, and I thought we were friends.
Oh, isn't that just adorable how he says that?
How do you know he wants you dead?
He's changed. He won't talk to me at work anymore, and he started following me. Yesterday, he followed me all the way home, just waiting for a chance. I don't care what anyone thinks. He wants me gone. I know it.
Is there something I can do? Talk to your friend, maybe?
Would you? That's all I want. Someone to talk to him. Tell him to leave me alone. He thinks he can just push me around, but you'll show him, won't you?
Just tell me where he is and I'll go find him.
Oh, right. Well, he wanted to meet with me down in the wards near the markets. He said he just wanted to talk, but I know better. His name's Shorban. He's a Salarian. You shouldn't have any trouble. He's just a scientist.
Shorban. That's the guy who asked us to scan the Keepers.
The Keepers? Well, even more reason to go after him. That's against regulations.
I better look into this right away. Find out what he's up to.
Anything's possible with Shorban these days. Well, good luck.
Yep, that's what I thought when I met him. Cold-blooded killer. Seemed incredibly dangerous.
Hello, Commander.
Look at the glow. Omni tools just look neat. Especially just seeing them out in the wild at random. No interactions here. You get in the habit of just running into rooms sometimes and seeing if anything lights up just because of how codex entries happen, or you'll find random computers you're allowed to hack into, and that could lead to new, even new entire side missions, really. In fact, I think this is an example. Nope, just a codex entry for a checking terminal. So what is down here? Look at this. It's just a huge cube area. I actually don't think I know what this is. What's going on here exactly? Looks ridiculous. Just collecting codex entries, apparently. Just absolutely everywhere. Holy crap. How many codex entries were written in one spot? Even the weapons lockers. Okay. They were dedicated. Nobody ever accused BioWare of being stingy with writing. They will just keep writing and keep writing to the point where their games open up with 5 hours of conversation. It's just what they're into. And if that ever ceases to be the case, you will have then known that you are no longer dealing with BioWare, and EA has replaced all of the living parts of the company with other people. Which is sort of already true to an extent. So many of the people that worked there are gone at this point that, like, the BioWare we see that makes games like Inquisition is kind of not the same place anymore. So that's an elevator right there. I feel like there's somebody else to meet around here before we leave. Or at least something else worth checking in on. What's down here? Another keeper. They are just everywhere.
One sec, looking you up. Commander Shepard, here with the Alliance military. First time on the Citadel, that about right?
How did you know all that?
I'm the C-Sec requisitions officer. I need to make sure our buyers are authorized. So, will you be purchasing anything today, Commander Shepard?
Show me what you got.
Excellent. I hope you find what you're looking for.
And here's the big stuff. Like the really big stuff. I've told you about the Roman numerals before. That thing says 7 right there. It's kind of a big deal, and its price is 320,000. So, as a Spectre character, you can come around here and buy some really powerful stuff by the end of the game. I don't know if I can really afford much of anything at this point. Probably not. Not really, no. Got a license, this is worth grabbing actually, so I will. So there's a quirk in this game where when you're on when you're on your ship, you actually get a merchant that's on the ship itself, which means you have a merchant that follows you around every planet, which is good. That means that if the planet you're on at the time doesn't have a merchant, you can then still buy stuff on the ship itself, which is good. It means you don't have to load all the way back to the Citadel or anything like that. The downside is that you have to buy. Well, the up and downside is that it scales as you progress and gives you access to more and more things to buy there. But in order to do that, you have to buy requisitions and stuff at various merchants to basically gain the license to import certain goods so that they have them available on your ship. This is a grenade upgrade. Just gives me one more grenade in general. And then there's some basic armor like the Hydra for humans. Let's see. I think I can compare this. Yeah, it's actually already worse than what I'm using right now. So the stuff for my level he has for sale is crap, and everything else is horrifyingly expensive and meant for much later in the game. So what I've done is about all I'm probably going to do there for quite some time. But now it's time to go back to exploring. This is a good chance to show you how you get around here. Let's go to somewhere completely different next. Alright. There's Presidium locations, that's where we've been so far. There's the wards, Citadel Tower, Financial District, Embassies, and Consort Chambers. Then you have what's essentially the other half of the Citadel, which is this lower area, and all we have in the wards right now is to check out is Chora's Den, which is supposed to be where this person that's blackmailing the consort's supposed to be. And here's what you see. So you can see those are the giant fins we saw on the Citadel. So from that close-up view, we can see that those fins are all basically like these massive cities, like Coruscant, basically sticking out of those fins and those wedges that are pointing in every direction, which is a cool view. Makes you realize just how absurd the whole thing is. So this is of the two bars we heard about. This is the sleazier-looking one. Hi. Things got dramatic quickly. No, thank you. You're a violent bartender, aren't you? Well, we went from 0 to violent instantly, didn't we? I guess this is my problem now. He's actually hard to hit at that angle. But I have a trick. There we go. I actually used push on somebody successfully for once. Knocking him clean out of his cover. Kind of screwing him over. Let's send my teammates forward. I don't really feel like I should go first when Ashley is actually conditioned for that kind of combat. Let's see if I can get to this cover. Oh, somebody has shot around my cover. Oh, my cooldown's not up, so I can't use my push. So I have to make do.
Enemy is everywhere! I will destroy you.
I will destroy you. I like I was taking cover behind what's clearly not cover. It's just a straight up table. Like the worst cover imaginable, basically. Let's see. Actually, no, I don't want to change that. This is a good time to do some of my tricks here, so let's do overkill on that guy. It's apparently another bartender, even though the other guy was a bartender too. And then, Wrex has his biotic powers. Kind of a nice surprise for him is that he's the big, nasty, frog monster, hulking warrior character, but he turns out to have, like, these, what's the equivalent of the Force of in this universe. And you kind of don't expect that kind of mystic type of combat to come from somebody that's as big and hulking as him. It's kind of a surprise. It complements nicely with, like, Ashley, who is the most gung-ho soldier character in the party, and of course is a female human. The Krogan bouncer, huh? So I went and overloaded myself there. Oh, throw's ready, but I should sabotage his weapon, so he stops trying to shoot me. Oh, hello. If you can come down from there, please. Pew! Yep, I knocked him down. Got him. Not all the way, though. He's getting back up. There we go. We're clear. I just leveled up again. I think I leveled up on the way here, too. So we've got some... Got to catch up a little bit there. It's good to take it slowly whenever you can in combat. There's a lot of people that want you to die, generally. There goes the shields. Hey, buddy. I can see you back there. Kinda hard to hit you from here, but I'll try. My aim is garbage with this weapon. It's not really working out. Overkill might work if she's at the right angle. Otherwise, if I use barrier, I can close the gap really quickly. So I pumped up my shield with barrier. Now I'm gonna try to run for it. Close the gap with a shotgun. There we go. Explosive canister. I missed completely. Good job, me.
I'm on it.
Careful. There we go. I'm almost dead. Mistakes were made.
Destroy you.
I will destroy you. Their commentary is hilarious. And now his weapon's broken. Fall over. Yay. He's down. He's hiding behind cover that was toppled over weird. Gotcha.
All targets down.
We good? We're clean? Alright, that's good news. Gonna take the moment to save. Because it's been a little while. And that was some combat scenario that I kind of walked in on accident. I forgot how abruptly that happens.
Stop right there. Don't come any closer.
Warehouse workers. All the real guards must be dead.
Stay back or we'll shoot.
I just killed 50 bodyguards to get in here. What do you think I'll do to you?
Screw Fist. He doesn't pay us enough for this.
It would have been quicker to just kill them.
Shooting people isn't always the answer.
Wow. I'm immediately satisfied with my choice to go and pump up intimidation despite not being a particularly ruthless character. It's such a fun response to give them. It's like, dude, I just killed all those people. Seriously, what are you doing right now? What is your plan? Because it's a bad plan.
Why do I have to do everything myself?
Okay. Okay, crouch. Crouch. Okay, no.
Enemies everywhere!
So, that didn't go as planned. Good thing I just did this, I guess. Oh, that was an autosave, not the save. Whoops. So I tried to crouch behind his table, and for some reason my character kind of just froze there for a bit. Whoops. It's like I said, the combat is not necessarily the strong point of Mass Effect. Especially the first one. It gets pretty tight later on in the series. Mass Effect 2 and 3 feel probably about as good as Gears of War as far as single-player shooters go.
Stop right there.
Blah, blah, blah. Don't come any closer.
Stay back or we'll shoot.
There we go. Thankfully, you can press X to skip dialogue, which helps a lot in those situations where I completely bungle everything. Try not to make this horrible mistake again. So, let's not try to do with any sort of desk-like cover. I'll just stick to walls. Those are nice and reliable. Just jam myself against the wall instead. Oh, and those are bad. Those are specifically bad. I'm gonna try to sabotage that. Definitely taking hits. Gonna throw a few things around here. Pump up my barrier because I've taken some hits here. I can use throw on Fist, which will knock him on his ass while we deal with what else he's got around here. Switching to the edge because my shotgun shouldn't have a very good effective range against these kinds of enemies. One turret down. Both turrets down.
Wait! Don't kill me, I surrender!
Tell me where the Quarian is and I won't have to shoot you in the kneecaps.
She's not here. I don't know where she is. That's the truth.
He's no use to you now. Let me kill him.
Wait. I don't know where the Quarian is, but I know where you can find her. The Quarian isn't here. Said she'd only deal with the Shadow Broker himself.
Face to face? Impossible. Even I was hired through an agent.
Nobody meets the Shadow Broker, ever. Even I don't know his true identity. But she didn't know that. I told her I'd set a meeting up. But when she shows up, it'll be Saren's men waiting for her.
Tell me where that meeting is before I blow your lying head off.
Here on the wards, the back alley by the markets. She's supposed to meet them right now. You can make it if you hurry.
Drop the gun, Krogan.
The Shadow Broker paid me to kill him. I don't leave jobs half done.
I am in charge here. You ever pull another stunt like that?
It was the only contract I had left. And don't we have something more pressing to worry about?
That Quarian's dead if we don't go now.
He's got a point. Got a time limit. Let's go going. And maybe pull a save. Actually, before I do a save, let's upgrade our squad characters. So Intimidate's still maxed out, thankfully. Could go further into electronics, which doesn't hurt. Going through Throw would give me Lift, which is fun to have. That's not a bad thing to get. Going through Sentinel will just make my pistol more powerful, and I like my pistol so far, so that's not a terrible idea either. Let's max out electronics, just because that gives me maximum bonus possible shield. And I'll probably continue to max out electronics and Intimidate every time that the caps raise. But for now, that's it for them for good, basically. And if I go a few points to this to get stasis, it's not a terrible idea. Let's do that. There we go. Except I don't have stasis yet, so it's not actually worth it to go that far. I'm gonna go a bit into Throw instead, or maybe a bit of each. There we go. Yeah, I wasn't gonna make the stasis itself, so I don't actually get the skill yet, so it wasn't necessary to go that far in at the moment. Probably give you mostly just a bunch of other. Let's see. This will give me adrenaline burst. Lets you reset your cooldowns. That's good to have. Otherwise, let's get a few more points to assault rifles to keep her offense up. This character also specializes, so that, as we're saying here, this is an adept and a soldier. So, like Ashley, he's got assault rifles, shotguns, combat armor, and fitness, but he also has warp, throw, barrier, and stasis. So he's got the same biotic powers that I have, but instead of the engineering skills that I have, he has a series of different biotic powers and soldier powers mixed in. Krogan Battlemaster. So here's what makes him special. Wrex is one of the last true Krogan Battlemasters, as they are a dying breed, for which the rest of the galaxy is grateful. It's a way to make someone sound like an utter badass, isn't it? So this improves his health regeneration, physical resistance, and melee damage. Increases melee damage by huge percentages, but that's because melee damage usually doesn't take a big role in this game. But having him heal 5.5 health per second, kind of a big deal. That means that underneath that shield, his health is also going back up. And I want to put a few points into that because, let's just max it out immediately. There we go. Now he heals 5.5 health per second, and considering he doesn't even have 200 hit points, that's actually one of the larger health regenerations per second that I've seen in any video game, really, outside of obvious things like, say, Diablo Life Leech, or every shooter ever where people have jelly on their screen, and then the jelly goes away, and they're like, I'm better now. I healed those bullet wounds because every protagonist of every shooter is Wolverine. But he's basically Wolverine. We'll give him overkill immediately also, just to match with the other characters' abilities. And giving him more health definitely doesn't hurt considering his abilities, but let's give him some... Let's get him points into warp to help him with that. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. And now I'll make my new save point after having done with it. Actually, no. This is a good time to actually go through with all of our equipment we've gotten here, because it's been a while. So I don't use assault rifles, don't care about that. Shotguns, though. Yes. This shotgun's an upgrade in every way, because it's a Scimitar 2. So I'm going from a 1 to a 2, making the upgrade process very easy. Once again, we have an Edge 2. So we have an Edge that's better in every way. And I might stick with that. Ooh, a Stinger is better in every way right now, too. Okay. So Stinger 2. Now we'll try something. Let's see, how do I customize upgrades? So I can go, we have 2 slots here. You can kind of see from the previous screen too. Like, if you look under where it says Devlon Industries and LNS Risk Control, right under the name of the weapon, you have these series of upgrades that are listed there. So if I go into the upgrades for the Stinger, I have the sighting. So this is 70% max accuracy. Oops, I hit A. Then the other side is what type of ammo is being used in the weapon. Weapon customization kind of becomes less of a thing as the series goes on, but I think that ammo type kind of sticks around for good. And it always plays a decent role. So here I can do poison damage with my attacks. I can reduce my cooldowns. Wait, no, it's right, I think that actually hurts my enemies' cooldowns. I forgot about that a little bit. So chemical rounds is not bad because it deals damage over time. Or you can go for anti-personnel just to flat out be more effective against your opponents. Hammerhead's good if you want to try to physically knock people around. Shotguns are good for that because hitting somebody with a shotgun can actually just knock them right on their ass. And that doesn't hurt at all. Well, it does hurt, but not you. I'm going to go with anti-personnel. Keep it simple for now. Alright, armor. Gotta check in on that. Also, we have as a engineer, as a sentinel, I have both a Omni tool and a biotic amp, so I have 2 different equipment slots to swap out there. So it's probably good I don't have much proficiency with sniper rifles or assault rifles, because I have enough other slots to deal with already. Do I have better armor yet? Do not. Okay. She probably... Nope, that's Krogan only. That's better armor, though. Yeah, she can use medium armor, so she's got a little bit more versatility there. Meanwhile, this guy... Huh. Can't use heavy armor yet, apparently. But there's some of it waiting for him when he gets the ability. Okay, Ashley, so let's get you a better assault rifle, because you're the #1 assault rifle specialist in the group. The Avenger 2 is a pretty universal upgrade. Let's give her chemical rounds to round out the party a little bit. So now she's got that. That'll probably mostly get things done for her, so I'll probably just stick with that. Probably try to give you you actually have a decent weapon already, but I'll give you something with less shots for overheat, but more damage, like the Banshee. And I can also give him some ammo. So I'll give him another toxic type. There we go. Now we'll finally save. After some long overdue character customization, because I went and let my characters level up twice. So, good news, bad news. We have a time limit to go get the Quarian before something goes wrong, because we were just informed by Fisk that she is going to be ambushed. This is a bit of a test on how well you know the area, and I have failed that test because I went and teleported here, like I said you probably shouldn't do, and that was not inaccurate, because now you have 4 minutes to get across the area to a specific location, so I hope you've been paying attention. Also, there's clearly enemies around here. There they are. I'm like, why can't I... Oh, shit. I accidentally went in front of that box. Guys? I want to get behind this box. Thank you. Hi. He was standing way too close. That was a mistake. So now our characters are equipped with all sorts of nasty things. I think her toxic rounds are making short work of people in particular. Oh, I just used my push on nothing, apparently. Nailed it. So you notice that my upgrades are already taking a really big difference here, making a big difference here. I now have 4 bars of shield listed down there on the screen. This exclamation point refers... Oh, that's for later. That's for later. So I now have 4 bars of shield just all the time, which is what the electronic skill is good for. So that was worth grabbing. Let's go for a jog. Don't want to lose track of the Quarian. And I sure hope I can think of how to get there in time, because... it's been a while. Nope, not there. That door doesn't open right now. This looks familiar. Okay, I think I'm already on the right path. Quickly. Oh, there she is.
Did you bring it?
Where's the Shadow Broker? Where's Fist?
They'll be here. Where's the evidence?
No way. The deal's off.
I love Solarians in freaking spacesuits. They look like little gray men. It's great. There we go. He just got pushed hard, so he's going down.
Fist set me up. I knew I couldn't trust him.
Don't worry about Fist. He got what was coming to him.
Then I guess there are 2 things I need to thank you for. Who are you?
My name's Shepard. I'm looking for evidence to prove Saren's a traitor.
Then I have a chance to repay you for saving my life. But not here. We need to go somewhere safe.
The ambassador's office. It's safe there. want to see this anyway.
You're not making my life easy, Shepard. Firefights in the wards, an all-out assault on Kora's den. Do you know how many... Who's this? A Quarian? What are you up to, Shepard?
Making your day, Ambassador. She has information linking Saren to the Geth.
Really? Maybe you better start at the beginning, Miss...
My name is Tali. Tali Zora Naraya.
We don't see many Quarians here. Why did you leave the flotilla?
I was on my pilgrimage. My rite of passage into adulthood.
I've never heard of this before.
It is a tradition among my people. When we reach maturity, we leave the ships of our parents and our people behind. Alone, we search the stars, only returning to the flotilla once we have discovered something of value. In this way, we prove ourselves worthy of adulthood.
What kinds of things do you look for?
It could be resources like food or fuel, or some type of useful technology, or even knowledge that will make life easier on the flotilla. Through our pilgrimage, we prove that we will contribute to the community, rather than being a burden on our limited resources.
What kind of evidence did you find? How'd you get it?
During my travels, I began hearing reports of Geth. Since they drove my people into exile, the Geth have never ventured beyond the Veil. I was curious. I tracked a patrol of Geth to an uncharted world. I waited for one to become separated from its unit. Then I disabled it and removed its memory core.
I thought the Geth fried their memory cores when they died. Some kind of defense mechanism.
How did you manage to preserve the memory core?
My people created the Geth. If you're quick, careful, and lucky, small caches of data can sometimes be saved. Most of the core was wiped clean, but I salvaged something from its audio banks.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
That's Saren's voice. This proves he was involved in the attack.
He said Eden Prime brought him one step closer to finding the conduit. Any idea what that means?
The conduit must have something to do with the beacon. Maybe it's some kind of Prothean technology. Like a weapon.
Wait, there's more. Saren wasn't working alone.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
I don't recognize that other voice, the one talking about Reapers.
Are they some kind of new alien species?
According to the memory core, the Reapers were a hyper-advanced machine race that existed 50,000 years ago. The Reapers hunted the Protheans to total extinction, and then they vanished. At least, that's what the Geth believe.
Sounds a little far-fetched.
The vision on Eden Prime. I understand it now. I saw the Protheans being wiped out by the Reapers.
The Geth revere the Reapers as gods, the pinnacle of non-organic life, and they believe Saren knows how to bring the Reapers back.
The Council is just going to love this.
This is a lot to handle. They might just ignore everything we tell them.
No matter what they think about the rest of this, those audio files prove Saren's a traitor.
The Captain's right. We need to present this to the Council right away.
What about her? The Quarian?
My name is Tali. You saw me in the alley, Commander. You know what I can do. Let me come with you.
I thought you were on your pilgrimage.
The pilgrimage proves we are willing to give of ourselves for the greater good. What does it say about me if I turn my back on this? Saren is a danger to the entire galaxy. My pilgrimage can wait.
I'll take all the help I can get.
Thanks. You won't regret this.
Anderson and I will go ahead to get things ready with the Council. Take a few minutes to collect yourself, then meet us in the tower.
And now we get another option again. And of course I'm going to add in the crazy aliens to my party. I feel like a lot of people immediately jump Kaden and Ashley, at least for a little while, when they start filling the party with crazy aliens with freaky-looking legs and stuff like that start adding to their party. They're cool to have. So we have an obvious reason to go after the to get in there as fast as we can, as far as the council goes, and new evidence against Saren, which came to us surprisingly quickly. They're filling us up with party members surprisingly quickly too.
Excuse me, Commander Shepard. Could you spare a moment of your time? Commander Shepard, my name is Batia. Forgive the intrusion, but I have nowhere else to turn.
What do you need?
My wife was a Marine. She was in the 212 on Eden Prime. I've requested that my wife's body be returned to me for cremation, but the military has refused my request.
Why did they refuse your request? There's got to be some reason.
I don't know. All I know is that they have declared it impossible for my wife to be returned to me.
There's no reason for your wife's body to be held like this. Just wait here.
The man in charge of my case is Mr. Bosker. When I last saw him, he was in the expensive bar over there. Thank you for your time. I just want to give my wife a proper funeral, and the respect she deserves.
Hard to ignore that. We were just on Eden Prime and saw everything go straight to hell. So they construct this intro rather elegantly. You could cynically say that it's too convenient and too fast, how quickly you get a variety of different characters added to your party and how they're all tied conveniently to stuff like that, and yeah, it's a little convenient. Especially like we have a Kora in here that's like, oh look, it's a character that has background information that we need in order to try to go after Saren, but also she's from the group of people, she's from the race that created the Geth, which are the primary enemy of the entire thing. Or, oh look, this guy was working for the Shadow Broker, but Saren went and betrayed the Shadow Broker, so now he's after him. Like, there's all these things going on all at once, more or less. But I like that it all at least has some character motivation. It all makes sense. Even the Council makes sense, because it's easy to get frustrated with politician characters that aren't, like, believing you when clearly you're right about something. It's like Saren's evil and stuff, but we actually don't have evidence. If you think back to the Eden Prime mission, we never saw Saren a single time, I think. I'm trying to remember. I don't think that up until this point, Commander Shepard and Saren have ever seen each other in person. We just know that we were there with a Spectre. A Spectre got killed, and a eyewitness said Saren did it. And there's reason to believe the eyewitness, because why the hell would they even know who Saren is otherwise if Saren wasn't there? It's kind of out of the way. And so we have like a bunch of third-person accounts, though, which is not good evidence to give to the Council, and it's all we have.
My goodness, you're Commander Shepard. Your activities made for quite a briefing in the Diplomatic Corps. Is there something I can do to assist you?
I'm here on behalf of Batia for his wife Nerali.
Serviceman Nerali Batia died on Eden Prime, as Mr. Batia no doubt told you. Her wounds are inconsistent with any type of weapon damage we've seen before. That is why her body is being held.
You think that her body might be dangerous or contaminated?
No, Commander. Nerali Batia is not dangerous. Her body is in fact extremely valuable to the Alliance. The tests we're conducting may lead to better defenses against Geth attacks. Respectfully, Serviceman Batia may save more lives in death than she did in life.
How long do you think this research is going to take?
This is a long-term study. I wouldn't expect the bodies to be released for a year or longer.
You gotta have a lot of bodies. Can't you release one?
Very few bodies had this new type of weapon damage, and very few were in good enough condition to study. Beyond that, Commander, we need as many bodies as we can to get a reasonable sample size.
When will this research result in actual new technology?
If we're lucky, we'll actually realize usable technology from this study in a few years.
It's rough. So, yeah, you want to do things that can try to help save people's life, but at the same time, this is being done against the will of the family, which makes it, in some ways, rather unethical. And it's not the only sample they have. They have a whole bunch of them, and this is just the one. This is just the one that a specific person's desperately trying to get released.
You know who and what I am. If I want Nerali Batia, I can get her.
Commander, I don't think threats are necessary. Even if the body were here on the Citadel, would you really risk going in shooting to get it?
The Marine's name was Nerali Batia. If you want to cut her up, you call her by name.
All right, Commander. You win. It was hard enough refusing Mr. Batia. I'm not going to risk an incident by refusing you. Tell Samesh that the body is being shipped back to Earth. I'll go now to see to it myself.
Yay, victory! And I feel like a terrible person a bit, but also it's within the skill set. Do you talk to me yet?
I don't have time to talk now. I'm very busy.
I have no idea what she's for. It's very obvious that, oh right, there's one back here. It's just very obvious that she has a name and a voice actor, and she's not just, like, politician or something, so I feel like she's gonna come up sooner or later, but I cannot remember the context one bit. Alright, so, a body sent back to their family, and all I had to do was be a dick for a bit. She's good at something. It's one of her talents. Is there one back there, too? I know, I said I wouldn't do it during episodes, but I might as well grab them when they're in the area. But they are everywhere. Seriously. I think I might have spent hours originally scraping around trying to grab them all, but that was also when I was learning the layout.
Hello again, Commander. Has there been any word?
I reminded Mr. Bosker what we're fighting for. Your wife is coming home.
Thank you. I will return home and begin my preparations. It does not bring me happiness, but it may bring me peace. Goodbye, Commander.
You start to notice patterns in the animations over time, and one of the ones you really notice is that almost every time you finish a conversation with somebody, you'll see their eyes roll to the side, and they will push forward in a weird angle. See, before I push forward with this, let's follow up on something, which is, let's see, missions, Garrus. Where was he left off? Let's see. Damn it. I'm trying to pick up the remaining people I can look for around here, and Citadel, Garrus is rather noteworthy, and I've actually forgotten how to get to him, but I believe I have to go back into the wards. So while I am supposed to go visit the, at this point I'm supposed to go visit the, what do you call it, the tower, with all the evidence we have, I do want to meet up with Garrus first, just in case. Part of me feels like if I don't meet him soon enough that it might start just skipping ahead in his story. There we go. We'll head down to C-Sec and I'll check out one of the alternate exits we saw around there. I love how interconnected this place is, but even after many playthroughs, there are still specific parts where I don't remember how some elements of it fit together. That's the docking bay, so that's where the Normandy is, and that's the central part of the whole place. That's the elevator where we got here originally. We just need to find an alternate path. There we go. This should be another elevator I could give a shot. This will take us somewhere new. So this is a way to go down to the wards in a path we haven't seen yet. And should be a chance to meet some more colorful characters. This charming elevator music with this giant frog monster behind me. We'll have time to meet these characters over time. Much like the Knights of the Old Republic games, when you take people on your ship that are in your party, you get to have nice long conversations with them that are somehow perfectly paced, where they usually unlock one new chapter of backstory or discussion or topic and stuff like that every time you finish a planet. This game is very much Knights of the Old Republic 3 in a new universe, basically. In fact, this is a better successor to the Knights of the Old Republic name than Old Republic ultimately was, the MMO. So here's a new place.
Hey, I know you. You're Shepard, right? I saw the monument at Aku's. They got a whole section about you there. It's a miracle you survived.
Looks like you have a fan.
I'm sorry, I just never thought I'd meet someone like you in person. My name's Lang, Officer Eddie Lang, Citadel Security. It's an honor to meet you, Commander. What are you doing down here in the wards? Anything I can help you with?
Do you know a C-Sec officer named Harkin?
I shouldn't really say too much. He's been on the force a lot longer than me. But I've heard things, you know? Drinking on the job, taking bribes, that kind of thing. Rumors mostly, but they suspended him, so some of it must be true.
Why'd you join Citadel Security?
I don't know. Seemed like the right thing to do, you know? Maybe it's in my blood. My grandfather was a cop back on Earth. It's kind of what CSEC is. Police for the Citadel. I'm still pretty new at it, but I like it so far. Way more interesting than staying back on Earth. You get to meet all kinds of cool aliens, like those Hanar. Wild. Plus, CSEC gets a lot of respect here. We uphold the law. People, even aliens, appreciate that.
How do you like working here on the Citadel?
This place is amazing. I've been here almost a year, and I still haven't seen a tenth of it. The Presidium's just so beautiful. Good place to go and relax. But I really like it here down in the wards. There's always something going on somewhere. Like that new club they just opened a few months ago, Flux. Wicked scene in there, Commander. You should check it out when you have some time.
What do you know about Spectres?
Just the stuff they show in the vids. They always make them out to be super agents on secret missions to save the galaxy. I know it's not really like that, though. Some of the other CSEC guys don't like them too much, figure they shouldn't be able to operate outside the law. But if they were so bad, the Council wouldn't use them, right?
I have to go.
Right. You're probably real busy. Well, see you around, Commander.
They handled that stuff pretty well. On one hand, it's really mechanical and awkward how you can ask the same questions to so many people, and Shepard's always like, "Tell me about Citadel security," in like a really kind of robotic sort of way, because she always says it the same way. But you get to ask completely different people those questions, and they all react very differently because they come from different backgrounds. You'll have a human character and a Asari character, and they all have different, for obvious reasons, they will all have different reactions to those sorts of questions. So despite the fact that you're asking the same questions over and over again, you can get different responses, especially the humans that are all around new to here.
Hello there, Commander. I'm Dr. Claude Michel. Is there something I can do for you?
You're a doctor. How did you end up here on the Citadel?
My parents brought me here when I was young. My father was a medic with the Alliance. I chose to keep the medical tradition alive, but not the military. Fixing up wounded soldiers isn't my idea of fun.
Let me take a look at what you have for sale.
Of course.
And here's more options. Pretty strong ones, too, like upgrades to your entire ability to heal, more or less. Microprocessors wired into a combat suit can monitor vital functions and release small, localized doses of metagel to accelerate the healing process. +1 health regeneration per second. And then +1.5 health regen, so I can basically start getting a little bit of what Wrex has, but I'm doing it through artificial augments instead of the way he does, which is just being a Krogan. They get expensive fast, though. Although, 3,500, I could probably afford it if I sold certain things. This is the sell menu, right? Yeah. Let's see. So, is that really with 1,200? No, it's not. At all. Right, the sell value's in the middle of the screen, not that part. But I've got a fair number of duplicates I can go through, but this is where the not-so beloved interface comes into play, where the game's not so happy around here. It's unfortunate, but yeah, all of this is not handled very well. Everything about this. What am I highlighting here? A file containment system? Yeah, nothing. Oh, metagel. Oh, I thought I used one. Never mind. It must have replenished on its own. Look at this view. Whoa. Those are fully animated. This car's zipping around. Found another one. But that's a dead end for us. Let's check out the other side. These places are kind of dense with the characters, so I'll check around. I know at least one that's going to be right around here. Yep, there she is. I saw her name pop up for a second there. Emily Wong. There you are.
Excuse me, Commander Shepard! I'm Emily Wong. I'm a journalist investigating corruption on the Citadel. You recently took down a man named Fist, reportedly a member of some sort of organized crime ring. Did you find any evidence in his office? Is there anything you can share with me?
These OSDs might have the information you're looking for.
You've got Fist files? This could be even bigger than I'd hoped. Here, Commander, for your trouble. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should go see what's on these discs.
And now we're exposing corruption and the underbelly of the city to the reporters. It's rather brief. I think she might have introduced herself if I met her beforehand, but instead our first ever meeting was after Fisk. That's how non-linear questing works. There's a lot of that going on around here. I feel like there's a lot of shops around here, actually. Don't know if anyone here necessarily matters, but there's definitely opportunities to pick up items if you want them around here.
Is that really... Wow! It's you! You're Commander Shepard, the hero of Eden Prime. I am so honored to meet you.
Do I know you?
No, I'm just a fan. One of your biggest fans, actually. My name is Conrad Werner. They say you killed more than 100 Geth on Eden Prime.
They say a lot of things. I was too busy killing them to count.
Hey, I know you're probably busy, but do you have time for a quick autograph?
Here you go.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. My wife is going to be so impressed. I'll let you get back to work. But next time you're on Earth, I'd love to buy you a drink. Thanks again!
He always creeped me out immediately. I think it's because there's like a weird undertone to his voice, and his eyes look baggy and dark, almost like he's wearing eyeliner or something, and something about the whole thing is just eerie, like he's up to something. There's Shorban.
Commander, I wasn't expecting to see you again. Is there something you want?
You can start by telling me the truth, Shorban.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. My experiments are...
Quit stalling. Your friend, Jalid, told us about you.
You spoke with Jalid? Then you know about the data?
No, but you're gonna tell me everything.
You boys can go. Looks like my plans have changed. It's not as bad as you think, Commander. Jalid and I just got a little over our heads.
Keep talking.
The company we work for developed an experimental procedure for use in medical scanners. Jalid and I saw even more potential, so we stole the plans and secretly developed a tool to scan the Keepers. Can you imagine? A tool that can actually get readings from the Keepers?
That's what all the fuss is about?
The Keepers are almost impossible to scan, and you can't capture them or get samples. They just self-destruct. After centuries here, we still don't know anything about them. Don't you see? We were the first to scan them, ever. You've seen it yourself, Commander. You know we can do it.
Why are you trying to kill your partner?
I'm not trying to kill him. Jalid's job was to disseminate our initial findings. But he decided to keep the data for himself. Maybe to sell it. I don't know.
So you're just trying to get back what Jalid already stole?
We lost our heads. We just couldn't let an opportunity like this pass us by. Commander, if you'll just continue gathering data for me, imagine what we might learn. And you'll stand to make a bit of a profit yourself, remember?
I suppose a little scanning here and there won't hurt anyone.
Very good. Maybe if you wouldn't mind speaking with Jalid. The data you're gathering for me is useless if Jalid won't help me analyze it.
I'll go have a chat with him right now.
Thank you. And happy scanning, Commander.
So they have a rather extreme relationship, don't they? Like he's trying to send the C-Sec after him, like he's gonna get killed. Doesn't seem to be at all fitting to the situation. Hello? You're named.
Hello there. Welcome to Moorland's famous shop. You want many good supplies, yes?
Let me see what you have.
Oh, you will be pleased, I think. Very good things I have. You will see.
Awkward eye contact, like when somebody is asked for a game of Gwent. Here we go. Another license. Just to get things available elsewhere, and a chance to increase our metagel capacity. Also worth grabbing. The other ones are a bit more expensive. Maybe something you grab on a return trip. There we go. Open up. And this looks familiar now, huh? So now we made our way back to Kora's den. I guess I was inaccurate when I said that you have to know the layout of the area. You really did. I think that they intentionally locked the door so you couldn't go anywhere besides exactly where Tali was about to be ambushed. So they mostly just tested you on whether or not you could get through that combat scenario in 4 minutes.